we've got some fabulous clear stamps for adding layers.
Fun.
All right, it's clear stamp layers. Take Lucky 7, action.
Roll them,
Roll
guys. So this is our second video where we are working with Elizabeth's 6 sets of clear stamps that measure 4 inches by 6 inches. And we're doing something a little bit different today. Elizabeth is very much about layers, and what I think is interesting is this is a lot of imagery that you might have already seen. So this is Halftone Dorothy, and then you have these two that are Klimt. What I like the most is that you can take this scaled down version of the imagery and combine it with a gel print, which is what you're going to see Elizabeth do. And because the Layer Queen is happy when there's layers, she's especially happy right now because there's a ton of layers.
There's a ton of layers, and it's very fine line detail. So today we're just using these as another layer, stamping on top of gel prints and roll-off sheets and cleanup sheets and all those papers you have floating around that just need one more layer to make them awesome.
Right.
And we're using ink pads that are waterproof and fade resistant, so they're good to use in your mixed media artwork.
So Elizabeth will demo, and I just played with this. This is one of the Klimt Scribbles and Doodles 2 stencils, sorry, I couldn't think about that word for a second, that I came back and I used Halftone Dorothy on, and then I used ink blots on. Now, one of the things that I think is the most interesting, so this is ink blots. You don't really see the shape of the ink blots, but you get the color. And for me, that's enough. I'm good with that. And then Elizabeth is going to take a gel print that I did that's made from the Lux Loop stencil. Lux Loop, yes. I wanted to say Lux Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Lex
And this
Luthor.
matches your blouse. So now we could be twinning.
That's right, we could, yes.
Exactly.
So you're going to see her take that print and really layer it up with some of the, in fact, you're using the Klimt mirror, and I think you use the cubes too,
And
right?
the cubes, yeah.
So there's lots of easy ways to use these to take your gel prints to the next level.
Yes, definitely. And there was something else I was going to say, but I totally lost it. You threw me with Lex Luthor.
Sorry.
All right, Lex.
All right, let's go do it.
Let's go do it.
All right.
So today I have spent a lot of time using these clear stamps as an additional layer for gel printing. And what is really cool about them is the teeny tiny detail, the fine lines that they're able to produce, and using the VersaClear waterproof and fade resistant stamp pads are adding a layer of pattern that is going to be reliable in your fine art application. So for this one, I stamped with the Klimt mirror on top of a gel print that Barb created for me. And I can always tell that Barb created it because she's got the pink and the yellow ombre, which is beautiful, unlike me who always uses the same color top to bottom, left to right. So this is, I stamped over with this nice dark purple, which is Monarch. Which was high contrast. So if you don't want high contrast, this is pretty busy. You would use a stamp color that's a little closer to the background. But for me, I like this because you can really see the mirror pattern because of the high contrast. So that's the first one. Then this one, I had a ghost print of a stencil and some roll-off. So this was kind of a cleanup roll-off sheet, and I added the mirror on top again with the dark purple, and added another layer of pattern and texture into some of these opaque colors that were rolled off. So when I rolled off that purple onto this sheet, it blocked everything underneath it and left me with a solid chunk of purpley pink and a solid bit of gold. So I added more pattern to them by stamping on top. So now I have another sheet of paper that's really beautiful that has pattern and layers even on top of the roll-off areas. So that's a lot of dark purple, pink, and gold. Then this is on wet strength tissue paper, and this is like a combination of gel prints and cleanup. So it's a ghost print in the background from Lux Loop, which is one of the Klimt stencils. And then I cleaned a little extra paint off my plate. Then I've got a cleanup ghost print sheet. So this was a cleanup sheet. And then I just decided to add a little bit of texture, not across the whole sheet. So you don't have to stamp it to cover the whole sheet. This kind of meanders around and adds a little texture out on the edges on the wet strength tissue paper. And with that gold mixed in there, it makes for a really nice sheet. And then this one is one of my favorites. So this one's got some multiple gel print layers underneath it. It's got the gold spirals. It's got the luxe loop in pink. It's got a little 2-inch brayer or 1.5-inch brayer roll off. But then I added the handwriting stamp on top of that. So here it's very bold. And then here I picked up a teal color that is also appearing in the background. So it's a beautiful fine detail layer to add to your gel prints and your roll-off sheets on top at the end, and give yourself just one more layer. So I'm going to show you on this one how I'm going to make it subtle. So I'm not going to use black on here. I'm going to go subtle. So I'm going to keep it all in the same color family. Barb created this with the Luxe Loop stencil with a kind of a cool watery teal effect on a lighter blue background. And I'm hoping that this Warm Breeze stamp pad is dark enough teal to stand up over this. We also could use, it's got a little bit of purple showing up in it, but we've also got a lighter one, the Bally Blue.
And this is this is very Perry, so it's not as grapey.
Yeah, that could pick up this. So, you know, what I'm trying to do is just add another layer to this. And you know how I love my layers, but it doesn't have to be another gel printed layer. We're going to do it with the stamp. So first I'm going to use the Klimt cubes, and I'm going to apply the stamp ink by dabbing it directly onto the stamp. And we have the stamp here mounted to the Mylar indexing sheet that came in the packaging. So I'm able to grab it by the plastic on the ends, and I'm going to stamp this on here.
Sorry about that. We're going to ignore that. Mute the phone.
And I'm using the brayer because I get some nice even pressure. I mean, what is that thing called? The Baron.
And you know, it's funny, the first time you picked that up, I thought it would not have occurred to me to do that, but it is the perfect tool to use for that.
Yeah, that way I can get even pressure, and I don't because with my fingertips, sometimes you get parts, but not all of it. So now you notice I did not re-ink this. So that second generation, this is really strong, and that's a lot lighter. And that's kind of what I'm going for. I don't want to overpower this. So let's try, I'm going to pull out the handwriting one now.
That one is Dare to Dream.
Oh, Dare to Dream. And this is the lighter blue. So because what I'm going for is, you know, if you've spent time watching me, I say go darker slowly. Go darker slowly, so don't have a big jump of high contrast. This is cool, but I like this better. So here's a lighter color blue. Let's see what that looks like. So, and there's nothing that says you have to use the whole stamp across the whole surface. So we're mixing it up. Here's the Dare to Dream. That's really light. So it's very subtle. So somehow we need something in the middle. All right. So let's try that. I'm going to just swipe this across that, maybe. Hang on to this and just swipe across the surface. And then I'm going to press a little lighter, hopefully.
Oh, that works.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Also, this is maybe has less of the big solid squares. Let's try printing it again. So it has less solid big shapes. Yeah, look at that. So even with the lighter stamp pad, you're just getting some nice kind of text in there. Let's try this one again. Oh, I wanted to try this periwinkle color, the Very Peri. Let's try putting that here. Yeah, that's a good color for in there too. So you get subtle layers. Let's try the cubes again. And you can put these stamps over each other. So now I'll put the cubes over the Dare to Dream in this corner, and we'll have another layer. So the nice thing about these stamp pads being waterproof is if you use these papers in collage or to glue them into a journal, you don't have to worry they're not going to move with the application of the gel medium. I really like this. This one is nice because it picks up the purple and it's light.
Well, and with 6 different stamps in this release, you have lots of options for combining too.
Yeah, absolutely. So there. So now we have some light layers and we still see the swirling dots behind it, but we're getting some complex layers here, and we're really taking advantage of the beautiful colors in these stamps, but also the fine line detail of the stamp pads, and the fine line detail of these clear stamps. The other thing that's great about the clear stamps is obviously you can see through them, so you can line them up where you want to put them. And I do like this flexible, so I hold up the end of it and I can just stamp the front and I can see where it's going to end up on the page. That is pretty cool because you can see through them. So I love this. This is just a really nice kind of cool colors, multi-layer print with our last layers being created with the cool stamps. So just another way to create beautiful papers.
Jump in there anywhere, sister.
Okay, so now I remembered what I was going to say about this when I got sidetracked by Lex Luthor. This reminds me, the dot pattern in this reminds me of Roy Lichtenstein, who did the kind of pop art, big blown up comic book type of illustrations that had all the dots.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Like when they print a newspaper photo out of all those little teeny dots. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, so Roy Lichtenstein,
cool.
all of his art was like big giant comic book art, and he had these, which I think he painted by hand.
We don't have to do that. We can use the stamp.
Yeah, we can use the stamp. So the halftone Dorothy. So you can add this kind of comic book, kind of old halftone kind of effect to your stuff.
I bet you didn't have that in mind when you designed Halftone Dorothy ages ago.
I did not, but when I saw it, that's what I thought about. It was right in my mind until you started talking about super evil.
It's my fault.
Evil characters, and then it left.
Yeah.
Anyway, I figured I'd tell you that.
Okay,
so right, then.
Clear stamps. We hope you have fun layering them up.
Yeah, layering up. Layering them up. All right, we'll see you back here next week.
All right.